Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, we are just 6 days away from the 2019 general election. Voters will choose a governor and several other statewide office holders. Today, Democratic candidate for governor Andy Beshear made a stop in Hazard. WYMT's Will Puckett was there and has more from the Beshear campaign.
A stop at Big Blue Smokehouse was aimed at rallying voters as we inch closer to Tuesday, November 5th. Now, voters, most of them wearing I'm a Public Education voter stickers, heard from the majority of the Democratic ticket. Andy Beshear and Jacqueline Coleman were the headliners who addressed how they plan to take the governor's mansion and win in just 6 days. An overwhelming theme of today's meet and greet was getting people to the polls and reminding them that this is not Democrat versus Republican. This is about the future.
The last 4 years, this governor's divided us, created an us versus a them. I was born and raised in Kentucky, and I know we can't have an us and a them, only a we, and we can only move forward together.
Now, Floyd County's Greg Stumbo was not in attendance today. He is actually out in Western Kentucky campaigning as he vies for the Attorney General's spot. In Hazard, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Robert Conway, who is running for Agriculture Commissioner on the Democratic ticket, was not on the bus either. We will have more from the Beshear campaign and tell you what Governor Bevin was doing today, coming up tonight at 6. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell defended President Donald Trump on the Senate floor today against the House Democrats' impeachment inquiry.
And unlike during the inquiries around both President Clinton and President Nixon, they've denied President Trump basic due process rights and are cutting his counsel out of the process in an unprecedented way.
Now, House Democrats say it is standard policy to have closed-door testimony, but they will have open-door proceedings later on. In September, it was announced that Perry County would be getting 300 jobs as Sykes and Intuit would combine forces. Today, Commissioner of Local Government Sandra Donahue announced a $2 million grant that would help advance this project. The officials say the money helps the transition and renovation of the facility. We will hear from the county judge executive about it coming up at 6.
Well, that cold front is here that we've been talking about the past couple of days, and those soggy conditions are here as well. We'll go ahead and take you up to the National Weather Service camera in Jackson. You're seeing those cloudy skies and those rainy conditions, a little bit of that patchy fog as well. It's going to be a pretty big concern as we head into tonight. Satellite and radar over the past 6 hours. It has been soggy here in the mountains, and as we scan the skies now, some of us starting to get a little bit of a rain break down into the Cumberland Valley areas along I-75. You're seeing another big round of rain over into our west, about to hit Lexington. Now, looking at those temperatures, most of us into the low to mid 60s. Honestly, we're not going to see those temperatures move that much as we head into the rest of those overnight hours. And we are also in a freeze watch. This is issued from Friday right around 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. So after that cold front moves in, or really moves out of our area tomorrow, temperatures are expected to drop. So how low will we go as we head into those early morning hours on Friday? I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you. A large wildfire broke out in Southern California today amid an extreme red flag warning. Flames threatened the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in the Simi Valley area. The large brush fire started just before dawn and forced the evacuation of the complex and nearby homes. Southern California is under an extreme red flag warning with huge gusts of winds fanning the flames. In Northern California, crews are making more progress.
200,000 people at peak were evacuated. Seniors with deep medical conditions, need of oxygen and medications that they weren't able to source. This is serious scope and serious scale.
Now, the fire threat at the Ronald Reagan Library has some worried about priceless artifacts. A spokesperson says the section of the library containing those archives faces away from the fire. A family is looking for answers after the family dog was shot with an arrow. It happened Monday night at Wilma Cordell's home on Bear Branch in Lawrence County. Cordell knew something was wrong because her dog Gypsy did not greet her at the driveway. She then discovered a trail of blood leading to under her home. Cordell says the dog is lucky the arrow did not rupture her lung.
It's very sick. They don't have no respect for nobody's animals, and how would they like somebody to do them that way?
Gypsy went through surgery yesterday and is expected to be okay. The dog is expected to come home at some point today. The Lawrence County Constable says another neighbor in the area reported their dog missing, and they are hoping the cases are not connected. Those searching for a missing Southern Kentucky woman could be getting more help. Crews from out of state were contacted, and at least one arrived in Kentucky this week. They are expected to help search for Leanna Brumley, who went missing in May. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the new developments in Pulaski County.
Deputies with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office tell me that they have received a tip on the possible whereabouts of Leanna Brumley, and an out-of-state search crew has been contacted, and sometime in the next couple of days they are expected to conduct a search somewhere in this part of Pulaski County. Leanna Brumley was last seen in late May, and police have said they do believe her disappearance was the result of foul play. Last week, police arrested Corky Hendricks on unrelated indictment warrants, but they say that he is a person of interest in Brumley's case. Brumley's family says the young woman was known to stay at different friends' homes, but she stayed on social media constantly. And they became concerned when that activity suddenly stopped, and also when she stopped contacting her son. Tony Wade with the Cajun Coastal Search and Rescue Crew told me this morning that they had been in contact with officials regarding several missing persons in Kentucky, but they had actually not started looking for anyone as of today. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Corky Hendricks remains in the Pulaski County Jail on no bond. He does not face any charges in relation to Brumley's case, but police say they do expect him to eventually face more charges. A small plane crash killed one person in Georgia this morning. It happened at an apartment complex in DeKalb County. Officials with the FAA say the plane crashed shortly after taking off from the airport. No one was in the building at the time of the crash.
A little after 10 o'clock this morning, a small passenger plane leaving DeKalb Peachtree Airport struck a building here off of Peachwood Circle. We do have 2 confirmed people that were on the plane. We do have 1 confirmed death.
Now, crews are searching for that second person at last check. Eyewitnesses have reported seeing pieces of the plane about 500 feet away from the crash site. No word on what caused the plane to crash. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this dreary Wednesday afternoon. The Dow closes up today more than 115 points. Have you started shopping for the Christmas season yet? Well, it's hard to imagine, but Christmas is only 56 days away. A new report from the National Retail Federation says it found 40% of consumers start holiday shopping before Halloween. Some people even start shopping in September. Are you one of these early birds? Experts say it helps people spread out their shopping to ease the burden on their wallets. Holiday sales for this year is expected to increase by 4%.
Witches, warlocks, and Wonder Woman. I'm Joy Benedict in Los Angeles with a look at who'll be knocking on Halloween night and just how much Americans are spending.
And that cold front will move out of the mountains tomorrow, and with cold air moving in behind it. I'll have those details coming up.